I'm just speaking the truth.
It's true, yeah. You didn't say anything offensive.
Right. Nothing offensive to my mom.
Sorry, I'm just laughing.
I just joke.
All right, yeah, that's cool. So
That's all good.
all of us were like the second in the birth order or whatever, the child order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
This is great. Keep all of this
Okay,
in.
so-
This is really good. This is really good stuff.
Uncut.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Ghosties on second.
Nathan, thank you so much for joining us, man. We're honored to have you.
Absolutely. Glad to be here. Glad I shot you that message randomly, and you were already considering me, so didn't even have to, but we'll take it. It's working out.
You're ready on the list.
In the beginning, I was a little sheepish to reach out to people just because I didn't really know what the how people accepted this. Like, I mean, there was a lot of support at first, but then I think after the first episode dropped, like, I mean, the numbers were so high on that first episode, and then people saw like the audio is really bad. The set is just like a leather couch in a garage.
Yeah.
It's like my socks didn't match. Corey's wife, Kadra, was like, yeah, your socks didn't match. I was like, dang it, Kadra, don't discourage me like this.
Like you didn't know? No, you knew.
No, I knew, but I wasn't cognizant of
about
them
it.
being like in the shot or something.
Yeah.
Like I crossed my legs and like one of my feet came up and it was just like a dirty sock or something. I was like, but hey, you know what? We've learned a lot. We've gotten a lot better. Obviously, our setup is like, I'm proud of our setup now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we've learned anything from Jake and Brad, you don't necessarily have to have the prettiest studio or the prettiest shots for people to watch.
Right.
Very true.
Especially when Zach was editing. Producing.
Yeah, my camera's actually it's gonna be like super wide angle. I'm gonna be like this tall, this tiny on there. So enjoy that.
Okay. I like your setup though. I like how you have like the light against the green wall and like the light over by the blue wall. Oh yeah, there's.
Thank you. Yeah,
Like-
just wait till you see the actual footage.
Yeah. I was gonna say I feel like right now we're in the documentary that you're making. Like you look. I feel like.
I mean, kinda. Yeah, this is behind the scenes look right here. So
I love it. Okay, so we have so much ground to cover. Where are you calling from?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That's right, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Nice. How's the cheese you eat?
Where are you guys at?
We're in Tampa.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, nice. I think you asked how the cheese was here. It's pretty good. I don't know if you guys have Culver's near you. Get cheese curds though. Whenever you're at Culver's, you got to get cheese curds. That's what I always tell. Like, I go to school in Southern Illinois, so I always try to there's a Culver's down there. For our short film club at school, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked already. They're doing a Wisconsin themed meeting for some reason. I don't know why, but one of the first things I told them to do was get Culver's and get cheese curds in there. So, fun fact.
I have Culver's. My daughter has an egg allergy, and Culver's doesn't have like in their chicken tenders. It doesn't have any eggs in it, or a lot of like other restaurants do, like Chick-fil-A or whatever. And so, like if we get fast food, a lot of times it is Culver's. So I have whenever you get a Culver's kids meal, on the kids meal there's like a free scoop, and she can't have that because the custard has egg in it.
Right.
I was thinking to look up if there's a Culver's in Gulf Shores, I'm gonna bring like 40 to 50 free scoops, and we could all eat.
Yes.
They would be so mad at us. We all walk in and we just want our free kid-size ice cream.
Oh yeah. I also wonder, like, I've thought about this all the time. My wife's like, we don't need the custard like that bad, but I was like, can I just give like 10 or 15 or 20 and be like, just give me like a tub, because they do sell tubs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Shelby and I have been on a kick lately. There's an ice cream shop in our town called Delights, and it's like a low calorie, almost no sugar, almost no carbs. So it's like keto friendly, and it is so good. It's soft serve too. It's not like, they have those that exist that you can buy like in a pint at Walmart, but it's like, it's hard and whatever. But this is like soft serve, and they have different flavors every week or every day, I think. So they always have chocolate and vanilla, but they also have 4 other flavors that are like on a rotation. And so
Nice.
we've probably gone like 4 times this month. I mean, not this month, but like in the past. We've probably gone like once a week. Like it's kind of crazy.
Nice.
It's so good though.
So we're already at one tangent in after 5 minutes. This is good. We're making good progress.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up my my
Yeah,
notes.
we have. I can start.
Go ahead.
So I think Caleb's trying to figure out how do we want to title this episode. So I think the first question is like, how do you go by? Is it Nathan, Nate, Culli, I guess, or Nathan Culli, or like, I don't know.
I mean, if we're going to do a throwback, we could go back to like the first episode I was mentioned on. I think they didn't know how to pronounce my last name, so they called me like Culli, Cellulite was thrown out there. So I don't know, maybe we could throw in Nathan Cellulite. Could just be Culli. I don't know. Whatever we want, but that's
we'll
a
figure
good
it
little
out.
throwback on it. Yeah. You got options.
Yeah. I try to name the Hangin with episodes by like whatever the Facebook community knows people by. That's why like Laura Wilhite in the Facebook, she's known by Laura Ann because that's her Facebook
Laura
name.
Ann,
So
yeah.
that
Laura
was
Ann.
with Laura Ann. Although when I did like,
Well, most people probably don't know the cellulite thing. So, I mean, probably just my name would probably work. But
they'd be like, that's really mean to be naming this episode. Cellulite.
Do you remember what episode that was? Like what number? By chance?
I'm gonna sound like I keep track of every time I'm mentioned on anything. It's episode 72. I remember where I was driving when I heard it because it felt like a big moment at the time. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like being mentioned on your favorite podcast is kind of a cool thing. So 72. It was because I made a like fan made music video to Brad's like Chiefs in the Super Bowl song from a while ago that he made when the Chiefs were going to the Super Bowl. So that was my first claim to fame in the community.
Wow. So we can kind of detour and kind of go there. Like, where did this Ghostrunners experience begin for you? Like, how and when did you become a Ghostrunners fan, or did you find out about the pod, or just tell us your ghosty origin story?
I watched Jake on Jugglin' Josh's YouTube channel back in like 2016, 2017. So, I actually, funnily enough, yesterday, one of his videos with Brody Smith came up in my algorithm, and I just watched it just for the heck of it, get some nostalgia. And Jake does like some cheerleader leg kick screaming like, "Go Josh!" And I was just picturing like, what if Jake had to react to that almost 10 years later? Like, it made me laugh so hard. I immediately sent it to Maddie Dieterle so she could make a GIF out of it. That'll probably be in the Facebook group soon enough. But yeah, okay, shoot. I said I wasn't going to get sidetracked, and I already did. So I watched him for a while, and when he left the channel, I was very upset because I was like 13 or something. And no, this is my favorite channel, and it's not going to be the same anymore. Still know the thumbnail of him piecing out the fans. Gotta love it. And so yeah, after that, I think I went over and followed him on Instagram just to see what he was still up to after that, and then eventually posted about the podcast. And it was during COVID, like right at the start of COVID. My family and I would always go on hikes for hours and hours because we didn't have anything else to do during that. So that was a perfect time. I was like a few months behind the start of the podcast, so I had a decent backlog to go back on and just listen for hours and hours while hiking. That got me hooked, and I've been going ever since. And building up to now, I've very fortunate to do a little bit of work for them, doing their thumbnails for the past few years, and occasionally some editing like I'm doing for the podcast right now. Yeah.
Nice. Tell us how that, well, let's get back to that. But speaking of thumbnails, I've actually always wanted to ask you like your opinion on our thumbnails because they've been so plain Jane for the longest time, and then recently you've probably seen that we've done a couple of like AI generated photos.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm gonna look through them right now.
Okay.
Let me give you a little live critique or something.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
The Ghosties Assemble one is pretty impressive. That's a pretty good one. Whoever made that, well done.
Yeah, baby.
It's never me. I haven't done anything except for sat here and talk.
Corey bought these arms, these microphone arms. Oh yeah.
Okay. I think.
Okay, so
if I
Ghosties
had to make a suggestion, the only one would be maybe include like a face of you guys laughing in the thumbnail or something. Like you've got you've got the great logo and it's a great font with like episode numbers and the guest name. All looks great. I think if you just push that to the right or the left a little bit, and then you just had a picture of one or two of you guys just like laughing during a moment, or your guest, I mean, like smiling and laughing on the right or left side. So, yeah, I mean, that'd be the only thing, but it's off to a good start. Jake and Brad didn't even have thumbnails at the beginning, so.
Yeah, that's been one thing that I started listening. We both started listening from the very beginning. Haven't gotten very far into it yet. Like still in the audio only episodes.
Yeah.
But like just remembering or realizing, man, these guys when they started, it was so basic. Like the fact that we started with video and like tried to do that from the get go. It was like maybe probably could have taken our time getting the audio down pat first and then introducing video, but we just wanted to do it and we just kind of went for it. So that's been encouraging to see like kind of the hubs. But so you've been doing the thumbnails for these guys for how long? Like when did that start?
Probably like end of 2021. I don't know exactly, but the way I did it, it was really dumb. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was like 80 episodes in or something. I was like, oh, these guys should have thumbnails. They don't have any yet. Or it might have been even after episode 100 or something, where they had like 50 YouTube uploads. And I was like, oh, they don't have any thumbnails. I should make some for them. And instead of asking them and then making them, I made 50 of them and then asked them, hoping that they would say yes.
Oh.
Thank goodness they said yes, because it would have been a big waste of time if I had been turned down there. So,
just a passion project.
I mean, yeah, they would have probably taken them even if they didn't want me to work for them after it. But yeah, thankfully they said yes, and it's been pretty fun. There have been a few times like we've evolved the format a little bit to try to make the episode thumbnails like a little more specific to what happens in each one, kind of differentiate them a little bit. So yeah, it's been good, and it was kind of a bridge into doing all the other stuff I've gotten to do with Jake specifically, doing a lot of like I edit for Friday for him as well. So that all started because Brad made a song about the Chiefs making it to the Super Bowl. Without that, none of this like happens, which is really wild to think about.
Thanks, Patrick Mahomes.
For real, yeah. There you go. That's why I'm a Chiefs fan. I don't care about the NFL, but if I had to choose, like maybe I'd have to choose the Chiefs now because they got me a job.
There you go. So what? And this is Boomer and me asking this question probably. But what did the YouTube video like? If they didn't have thumbnails, what did it look like? Was it just like it created its own kind of thumbnail?
Good question.
Or
so
like before?
Yeah, it's just usually if you don't put a custom thumbnail on, it'll just pull any moment that it thinks is good from. Like it'll just be like a screenshot style, basically. Okay. So it would just be a shot of them in their studio.
Right in there,
and
yeah.
Sometimes they'd have funny faces. Sometimes they'd be looking the other way or something. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
There was one time where I forgot to upload the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then I hit upload and all this stuff, and then at home it takes like a couple of hours for my videos to upload. Yeah. At work, the Wi-Fi here, we have like fiber, so it's like 15 minutes at most. Nice. So I was at home and I spent like all this time waiting for the upload. It gets there and the thumbnail was crap, and it was just like, oh, I forgot to upload my thumbnail. So I deleted it. Did the whole thing, and then I realized you don't have to delete re-upload. You can just go into the edit and you can just add a thumbnail.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Now that like Nathan, you said what you said about like you created 50 or whatever for them.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you created the 50 that they were missing, essentially, right? And then
basically episodes 52 through 100, I think, right about there. Yeah. So wait, Caleb, you have YouTube Studio now, right? You manage your stuff through there. Okay, good. If you were trying to do it all through the YouTube app, oh my gosh. I mean, respect if that's what you were doing, but.
No, I got into YouTube Studio early on, like just because how old are you?
21.
21. Man, these guys, the world is their oyster. Okay, sorry. So yeah, we're 33 over here. 34, right?
Yeah, 34.
Wow. Okay, we're in our 30s. Anyway, so back in the day, back like when I was your age, I was a lot more into video editing and making things, and never for YouTube, but like just like family videos or whatever. And it was just like something that I enjoyed doing. Like when I was a kid in high school, I always had like a Sony CyberShot camera in my pocket. Like always, I was taking pictures and videos and stuff. So like, it was an interest, but as I've gotten more responsibilities and blah, blah, blah through the years, I kind of just like let video and all that stuff fade away.
So don't grow up.
Yeah.
No. I edited one video from like some Universal Studios vacation thing that Kadra, my wife,
I remember
and I
that.
did.
And you put it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I think I used Final Cut Pro.
Okay.
It's probably 10 years ago or something like that. And I think at the time I was thinking, well, you could do vlogging or something or whatever. I didn't have kids at the time. And I think after I did one, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too much work. I mean, as a passion
for everyone.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. I went through a little, like a season.
yeah.
I went through a time where I was watching this YouTuber, a vlogger. Oh, I'm forgetting his name. He lived in New York City. He always wore like white rimmed
Casey
sunglasses. Yeah, Casey.
I remember we used to talk about him all the time.
Yeah, I watched him for like a solid like year and a half, 2 years. And that's when I was into running. And then I started like drinking the juices. It's so funny how influential these people are. Like when you start watching and like investing in your time, you start to try to like, your lifestyle changes a little bit too to kind of look more like theirs sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I loved
Like all that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one too. Had to
there it
do
is.
it.
Yours is probably used.
I
few
used it one time. I just actually got.
That's one more time than we've used ours.
I respect it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's what it
For
is.
sure, that's it.
Can use
If
the
anyone
others, yeah.
wants to buy a Friday paddle, you can use code Nathan36874 at FridayPickle.com for a $5 discount. I'd throw that in
Yeah.
there. Don't need you. Samuel's code has been used enough. Use mine. I need help.
I wonder how much money Sam has made off of that. That's funny. The first time that we mentioned
$20.
these, I said in the pod, like, I'll have my link below. I never linked it. I just forgot to look it up, and I kind of didn't care too much.
Tough.
My 74 listeners and the retention. Dude, that's the one thing about YouTube Studio is you see that, like, the number of views is, like, so unrealistic. Like, you can have 200 views, and then you can have like 17 watch hours, and you're like, oh, man. I guess people kind of clicked off pretty early.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Even with shorter videos, like I've uploaded a lot of like 2 to 3 minute range videos. 60% of the watch time drops off after 30 seconds. I mean, that's just the reality of it nowadays, unfortunately.
Sure. Or
Yeah.
like reels, everybody's got such a short attention span.
Yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
I guess that's why the thumbnail matters so much. Really.
Oh, yeah.
Like pulls
Kind of.
them into the next thing.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True, and I like your idea about like having the laughing because it's just like, oh, hey, they're having a good time. I want to have a good time. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
sweet.
Yeah.
So, what does a day in
Yeah.
the life look like for you these days?
Let's see. Right now it's the summer between so I've got one more semester left of college. I'll be graduating in December. Right now I'm interning at a video production company here in Milwaukee. So I do that Wednesdays through Fridays. So 24 hours a week, pretty nice. And then I spent the other 16 to 20 hours editing stuff for Jake. I do a lot of Friday pickleball editing. That's what the majority of the early summer was. I edited some jean short stuff for him back in the day when that was still alive. Rest in peace. And now I am editing the podcast. So that's another like 7-8 hours a week for both episodes, I'd say. Maybe a little bit more. Just taking over while time is gone. Yeah. And then I'm a freelance videographer as well. So I try to fill my time with a few other gigs. Shot a couple weddings and just trying to establish myself in the industry a little bit before I graduate and then see what happens after that.
Nice.
And where are you going to school?
Southern Illinois University. It's down in Carbondale, Illinois. I actually, when I was on the podcast when I was in Kansas City, I guess we'll have to talk about that later. One of the listeners, I can't remember his name. I think it was Daniel. It is 20 minutes away from me at school, so we weren't able to make anything work last semester, but I'm going to be meeting up with them down there when I move back in. So I'm looking forward to that.
This is as good a time as any.
Sorry.
No, you're good. To ask about when you were on the pod and when they like talked about the documentary that you're making. Talk to us about that. Like, when did you decide to make this documentary, and how was it like when you reached out to them? And yeah, just talk about the documentary, because I think so many ghosties are so excited for this documentary. When we heard about it, it was like, yes, please, this is so cool. Yeah. Tell us about, like, you've interviewed plenty of ghosties too. Like, just talk about it.
Basically, the genesis of the idea was our school has a film festival that runs every year, and one of the categories is like short documentary or like TV style segment. So there was a like quick piece that one of my friends did. They like flew out to Minnesota for it with a group of 3, and they covered this Twitch streamer who had like a pretty similar community to the Ghostrunners. It was very tight knit. She interacted with her audience a lot on stream, and it was like a smaller scale audience, I'd say, overall. And it was like 6 to 7 minute piece, very quick and brief, just covering, like interviewing her, showing her in action, and then interviewing a few of the fans. So when I saw that, I was like, I know what else has a really cool community like that, and immediately thought of Ghostrunners. And so I sat on that idea for a little bit, probably for a few months, and was like drafting up some notes about it, like trying to get a like outline for it, a rough outline. And then I was enrolling for courses, so this would have been November of 2024. Like the class list for the following semester came out, and I saw there was a documentary production course. So the stars aligned, and I figured, like, all right, I've had this idea for a few months. There's a chance for me to do it for credit now and give it some more legitimacy, get a bunch of resources behind it. And I took that and ran with it, basically. I called my professor before the class even started, like during winter break, asking about it. She was totally down for the idea. And so I was on a call with Jake early in January just to go over like New Year's stuff, editing, what might change with Ghostrunners, whatnot. And I pitched the documentary idea to him on that call in January, and he said he was open to it and that it sounded awesome. And he ran it by Brad. Brad was open to it as well. And then we got it lined up. Both of them, thankfully, were free during my spring break. Rachel's spring break was the week following, so it all worked out that we could just go there, stay in Kansas City for 3-4 days, and just head over to Jake's house 3 days that week and interview Timon, interview Jake and Brad, get some behind the scenes of them recording the podcast. We even went into their old studio in Brad's garage. He showed off some old like artifacts, I guess, or things that fans have sent him. So yeah, it was a dream week, and I got to do it with a few different friends of mine, only 2 of which were actual like film students. The other 2, one of them didn't even go to college, and one of them's in plants. So they're just cool. They're just cool people, and I was able to teach them what they needed to know. And yeah, we just had a blast getting to hang out with them like multiple hours every day. I mean, they're just really fun guys. Hanging out with Timon for that day too, pretty cool. And one of the days Jake even played pickleball with us. That was a blast. I mean, getting to play with our Friday paddles, because we all had Friday paddles at that point. I had gifted them to my friends, so it worked out there. And then also going to see their championship volleyball game was awesome. Because there were a few fans that drove out there, and I got to meet them, talk to them a little bit as well. Like I saw Hannah Warner there, Beth Rowe, Logan Walters, I want to say. And I think I got Logan Walters' business card. He has a card detailing business. So if he's listening to this, that's cool. He should plug that in the comments or something. But yeah, that was also really cool. And then since Isaac was there, I think he always carries Friday paddles with him. He just brought like 20 paddles, gave it out to the teammates and to the fans that were there. So most of my friends now have 2 Friday paddles, and we got those for free. So that's great. It added to my collection. I've got like 5 paddles now. It's getting kind of ridiculous, but hey, perks of being an employee, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's a paddle cover on that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Jake said he was going to send me a fever. I didn't know he was going to send me a cover as well. That was really nice of him. But
we have the cover. We have different covers too. Corey, can you grab the covers real quick? We never put the covers on. I never even thought about putting them on with the covers.
This one's just so cool. Some of them are like the plain colors with the white. Like it's not as cool, but had to throw it on there.
When I got the fever, I think it came with 1 or 2 free covers,
nice.
but like,
so
like this is one that I think I put on the fever.
Yep.
Yeah, because the fever that I got is like the black and white. It's I think they're in the middle over here, and then we got like this red, white, and blue, and then 2 of these bad boys. I accidentally got these. I thought I had gotten 4 different ones, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no problem.
love them. Yeah, I probably should pick those up.
And that's the thumbnail. It's like Friday paddle covers like in the air.
Oh yeah, and you should put my code in the thumbnail. Boom.
I think it was after episode 2. I think
Something like that.
I went and got a couple black shirts. One for Shelby, one for me, and I took them to my dad. Because my dad has like a what's that called? Just the t-shirt
Printing
press
press.
thing.
Oh yeah. I'm just kidding.
But there's the Cricut. That's what it's called. Anyway, so he made them for us. Like we were about to record that night, and he made them for us so quickly. And then the next week, we had one made for Corey, and it was just like, yeah, we feel official.
Nice.
Dude, when you were talking about your time, I wanted to mention Brad actually sent me a video clip because when you guys were in their garage and had recorded some of the things that fans had sent, 2 of the things was those custom Funko Pops. And I had that idea, like, that was another idea that I sat on for a while that I was like, should I do it? Is that too much? Like, whatever. And then whenever I voiced it to Shelby's like, just do it, babe. That's a funny idea. Like, that's cool. And so then I just assumed that, like, they would, like, go on, like, one of the shelves or something. And they're not in the set. It's fine.
Dang. Well, I didn't know that was you. That's really cool that you got to see that after all that. So cool. I mean, I think Brad or Jake, if you're listening to this, on the off chance that you are, you should throw this on the shelves. That's pretty cool. Pretty dedicated thing to send to. Yeah, it'd be worth throwing up there.
I didn't like from Brad's response. He said like he was like, these are awesome, but I don't think he knew like what Funko Pops were because in the video he was calling them like action figures or something. And maybe he doesn't know like there's a whole Funko culture like that people like collect these and stuff. And,
To be fair, I don't understand it either.
oh really?
But,
Oh okay.
I mean, I know when you say Funko Pop, I can picture what it is, but I don't.
I'm not like a crazy
don't
Funko
get
Pop guy. Like I have
Yeah.
a few on my desk from like Iron Man when he has like the Infinity Fist and Legolas right next to him. And then I have up on the shelf, I have Ben Solo version because that was my favorite version of Kylo Ren is when he was Ben Solo. And then
Yeah,
the
not
Hulk.
a crazy Funko Pop guy. And you
I
have,
have 5. I'm just
5
like,
or 6.
well, because the kids got me a couple. So like
okay.
the Hulk, Jubilee got me for Christmas, and then I have Donatello, the Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
Because
Isley
Isley
yeah.
loves Donatello the turtle. So
Yeah.
My 4-year-old is like obsessed with Ninja Turtles.
Cool.
She calls him Ginger Turtles.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You know, fair enough. It's pretty close. That'll work.
Pretty close.
And you mentioned
That'll work.
Hannah Warner. We're actually we're having Hannah on 1 month from tonight, so she'll be on
Let's go.
like the week before
Let's go.
Ghostie Getaway.
Oh, that's sweet.
And she's gonna be
Oh,
on.
that's-
What?
She's in our week. of
Yeah,
Good
she's
to
in
Get
session
Away
1 with us.
Okay, cool.
Both of the Hannahs, Hannah Jennings and Hannah Warner.
Okay.
So I have,
Nice.
like you mentioned earlier, like you were on my list. I have a list of, I think now it's like 7 different people that I'm reaching out to like one at a time. But I can't reach out to everybody at once because I have to like give people like a list of dates and then they pick that. And then once that date's taken, I go to the next person, so on and so forth.
Makes sense.
But
booking.
somebody who wasn't on my list, but who just like I had to make a quick was Caleb Willis. He's the guy who did the fundraiser.
So
the
awesome.
Yeah.
Ryan Trahan fundraiser.
So
I was just blown away. Like it escalated so quickly. It went from me kind of being skeptical, being like, "Are we gonna like Venmo this guy money?" Like, and then
Now he's going on
a week
Ghostrunners.
later, it's
Ghostie's
like
on second. Yeah.
yeah. So I reached out to him. I was like, "Dude, thank you so much for doing that." Like, obviously, it was a win for the Ghosties, but like if he wouldn't have started it, it wouldn't have
Right.
happened.
Yeah. And
So I asked him.
not only did he start it, he kept like making graphics and videos to promote it and stuff. Like he was super dedicated. That was awesome. Really cool to see.
When he was
Really
eating
cool
the
to see.
crickets and shaving his beard, like all that stuff. So I thought, like, this is a great story. Let's have him on the pod. We'll do Hanging with Caleb Willis, and he can tell us the whole story behind that. Maybe some of the behind the scenes stuff, and then we'll just get to know him and just
for sure.
hang out with him for an hour.
Honestly, I might have to. I want to be doing a second round of interviews for the documentary. I might have to get him in there because that's a really cool. That's a really cool story that just happened organically. So, I mean, and invite extended to you guys if you want to interview as well. Totally open.
Oh, you know what?
Totally open.
When you first posted that on the Facebook group all that time ago, I was like, I'd want to do that. And then I kind of just forgot to reach out to you. And I was like, oh, maybe it was better that I didn't. Maybe I would have said something stupid. But now I know better. So
Yeah.
The power of the edit, where it's like, there might be 3 seconds of usable stuff. The rest can go in the trash.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it for 3 seconds.
I like Ghostrunners, and that's all you kept.
Yeah, you get a little clip in the intro. That's it.
So did you make their like video intro for them too?
Their old one, yes, and then Timon updated it when he came aboard, which his is much better, in my opinion. So, yeah, there was a second there actually on the thumbnail topic. There was one time, I think the first episode Timon took over for. He made the thumbnail and put it in there, and I saw it like when I was going to make that week's thumbnail. I saw that he put it in, and I was like, "Oh no, is my job gone?" But thankfully, Jake was like, "No. Well, like I think Timon was just so ambitious, like right at the start, just hopping on it. So I got my job back. I'm safe." But
He's trying to cut people
I got a
out.
little concerned for a second.
And that's such like a little thing that so many people recognized and commented on was in the intro of Monday's episode, like where you kind of like pan the camera a little bit right before the intro music starts. Like that was just a great thing to like. How did that happen? Was it just like a moment, or had you been thinking about you wanted to do that one day?
Well,
or
so the thing that triggered that was Scott started doing the beats of the intro, and it matched up perfectly. What I like overlaid them, and like the waveforms in the timeline all matched up beat for beat. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna drown out the music a little bit and have Scott's audio ramped up, lead right into that. And then I saw Jake was like motioning to Scott, like, oh yeah, that's good. And then he did this, so it was a motion going to the right, and I was like, well, I'll just throw a right whoosh transition on there, go with the direction that his hand is going. So I don't know, I guess just a little instinct thing. I'm trying to have some fun with the editing a little bit here, like throwing in the graphics for the ad reads. And on today's episode, they talked about like this viral golf clip. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I was like overlaying it and like moving it around places so that their faces were out of shot. Like I'm enjoying that kind of stuff. It's fun, and like throwing in some messages from the editor as well, because after I edited all of that, I then got to the point where Brad said, "Timon, bleep it out," and I was like, "Well, that was almost an hour of work. I'm not deleting that. It's fine."
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's funny that you said the golf thing. Like you included the video, which I enjoyed because I was actually went and I like looked at the. I usually have it on while I'm like working out, whatever, and a lot of times it's like passively on. I'm just listening, but I was like, I like stopped what I was doing. I was like sitting there looking at my iPad watching it. But it's funny because I think in that part he's like, yeah, like don't put this video in or whatever.
Well,
something like that.
I muted out all the curse words, so it was safe for work. Okay, we're good.
It was just the video.
It was safe for work. I like that.
Yeah,
man. So, do you have like a favorite movie of all time?
Ooh, interesting. Most people probably haven't heard of it. It's a movie called The Father. Anything? Yeah. Ever heard of Anthony Hopkins? Okay.
yes.
He is the lead of that movie. It's really sad. It's about a father with dementia and how his relationship with his daughter falls apart. But it's really well written, and it's really well shot, so I really like it. I guess I would put that up there as my favorite. But, yeah. unconventional pick, I guess.
Are you into like the geek pop culture at all? Like I mentioned, like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings,
I haven't
Marvel.
seen any of the Lord of the Rings. I know I've needed to. I've known it for 5 years and I just never have. It's because it's a 4 hour movie. And then I have to do two more of them. I'll get there eventually. It'll happen.
Are you an Office fan?
No, I haven't watched. It's not that I don't like it. I don't have the streaming service. Whatever streaming service is on, I don't have it, and I don't think I care that much. I like Parks and Rec. That's something.
That's a win.
I will say
Andy Dwyer.
that is the only, I feel like, real reason why I have Peacock. And I subscribed for like a year and I just canceled it 1 year. So I have it until March. But like after that, it's like I can probably do without The Office.
I think that there is a free version of Peacock with ads.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You asked about Star Wars though. I am a Star Wars fan. Not of recent stuff really, but the good stuff I like. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. One of my strengths is positivity. So even with the recent stuff, I find the things that I love about it, but it's just overall disappointing. It's like, man, it could have been something so different.
My strength is probably negativity, if I'm being honest, with those. So maybe we can.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I like to call it.
It's the light side and the dark side of the force.
Realism. But most people would call it
cynicism. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been made very cynical by all of it. There's
same.
I used to have no cynicism at all in high school. Like I didn't have an ounce of cynicism at all. And fast forward now 15 years later and I definitely have
life,
a lot.
kids,
people,
career. You're only 21, so off to a good start. You are. I'm confident that by 21 I was already this mentality too.
Yeah.
So
we talked about movies. What about music? How much does music play
Not much.
a role in your life?
I spend more time looking for music for videos than I do listening to music, I think. I'm a big podcast guy.
Yeah.
I obviously Ghostrunners, Correct Opinions, Net Positive, all that circle. And then there's this one film podcast that averages probably 6 or 7 hour episodes every week that I love listening to. So I'm more podcast than music. And if I do listen to music, it's like the same 4 artists, maybe. Very musically uncultured.
I used to be very cultured with music stuff when I was younger, and now it's just like some worship playlists for when I'm like having that kind of time, or it's like Ben Rector, or maybe Switchfoot. Like, I mean, it's maybe some old school Reliant K or something. Yeah, it's like a couple of throwback stuff from high school, but like the main stuff, it's like Ben Rector takes up a lot of that, or maybe just like something that's more pop culture lately. Yeah. But yeah, podcasts are just a huge part of it, especially now that we have this show.
Good.
Yeah, we listen. I listen to these like sometimes twice through just to like really get it in there.
I feel like podcasts also is just it's more mentally like fulfilling, I think, probably, of just like you're like, I don't know, there's something to learn in some cases, whether it's like actual knowledge or it's like learning something about someone and connecting and stuff. Whereas music, it like might feel good in like a portion of the song, but that's it. Like,
Also, scores.
Oh, there you go.
We love putting on John Williams or what's the other guy?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. Yeah, like those two are like popular. But then of course like the classics like Bach or I'm forgetting one of my go-to composers right now. I'm totally forgetting
Mozart?
right now. No, not Mozart. Although
Tchaikovsky?
No, it's a short word.
I don't know.
Dang it. My bad, guys. My bad.
I love Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto No. 1.
Ooh.
It's beautiful.
I like.
It's like 20 minutes long.
Do you have a favorite composer of old?
Definitely not of old. I don't think I could point out a Bach piece if I heard it. I'm not gonna lie. When I say I'm musically uncultured, it's maybe a problem how little I know about it.
Honestly, I took one in community college, I don't know, almost 15 years ago now. I took a like intro to music elective because I still liberal arts, AA back then. And you had to listen to music or whatever and respond to it. And Yeah, that's like only time that I felt like cultured momentarily.
Do you play any instruments?
No.
Okay, well, no, that
Yeah,
kind of
it's
goes
a
hand
little
in hand.
bit of a disappointment
I
in my
think if you
family.
play
Not actually, but my my dad's my yeah, that was
What a thing to say.
My dad's like an organist and music composer, so like very musically inclined, and my mom played instruments like all throughout school, and I played recorder in fourth grade because I was forced to. That was it. That's pretty much my only musical experience.
Now you still play with a recorder.
That's
but
right.
It's just called a Zoom H5 this time instead of So
Yeah,
dude,
flute.
you look so comfy, cozy. I just gotta say that, like, on my couch, and again the lighting, like it just, I feel like this is a Cozy Earth ad or something.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. The whole couch is
buy this Cozy Earth.
Look at the camera real quick. Yeah, use code GRKC for up to 40% off site wide at cozyearth.com. There we go.
Do you want to pay 60%
Yeah.
full price?
Yeah.
Just kidding. They always say that the other way around. So funny.
Dude,
How much does that mean?
so tell us about work in school. I know you touched base on it already, but on this next semester that you're going into, is there a course that you're excited about? And then also, like hand in hand with that, the Ghostrunners documentary, where's that at? Where's like the release date of that coming? Like, where's that project at?
I have another question too before you answer that. You said like
This is a three-parter.
It's in there. Yeah, it's in there. You said you're graduating at the end of this December, so I'm assuming it's a bachelor's,
Yes.
right? Okay, so you have some sort of capstone or something you have to do as well. I'm assuming.
Our school's not that structured.
No? Oh, okay.
Not really.
Okay. All good.
It's
Ignore
fine,
my
it's
question.
fine.
Answer Caleb's question.
You'd expect it to, honestly, but there is not. I'll start with the documentary. Right now, the progress on that, I have about a 17-minute version of it done, but it's kind of in the rough stages edit-wise, and I definitely have more story to add on to it. So basically what I've got so far is an introductory section where I have an interview with Jake and Brad introducing the podcast, and then a couple listeners describing kind of what it is and like what got them into it. And then it moves into Jake and Brad talking about how they it got their initial boost of fame, how it started with like the first basketball game that they had everyone come to. So there's a little segment about that. And then it moves into talking about all of the meetups and the events. So it's very much kind of like a surface level project right now. And that's mostly just what I turned in for class because I had less than 2 months to edit it while juggling 6 other classes. So I had to just do what I could in that semester and then turn that in at the end of the semester. This summer has been really busy, so I haven't had as much time to keep making progress on it as I wanted to. But my ideal end release date would be something like end of year, hopefully. Like late fall, early winter, hopefully sometime in December, I think would be ideal. I have had the idea of wherever the next ghostie meetup is, trying to do a screening of some sort if there happens to be a venue nearby, and maybe making that the release date. I don't know if that would work out logistically. I don't know when their next event would be, but I think I need to give myself a hard deadline so that I can really bear down and just get this thing done. Yeah.
You're thinking the right way.
Yeah.
I think somebody just said on the podcast recently that they were trying to convince like Brad to set something up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, another Branson?
Yeah, Branson thing like in December or something like that. But
dude, that's all I think
to the ghosties.
Every ghostie wants the documentary for Christmas.
Yeah, that's what
it's a Ghostrunners Christmas.
Yeah.
It'd be like a Christmas special.
Right, that is officially my deadline.
Yeah.
Christmas. That we have set it in stone on this podcast.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, this is
now
a very big moment for us.
I better not screw this up now.
Be in the thumbnail, at the top.
Yeah. We're really going to sell this.
Side note, documentary due 12/25.
Yeah.
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 It's my favorite thing when when we finish a segment, like we're moving on to something else, and I just have a mental note of the past 6 minutes are gone.
Yeah.
I'm just cutting out 6 minutes. It's kind of like a refreshing thought because it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
the pod will be a little bit shorter. It's just like as much time as I can cut away, I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm going to get the audience is going to be better. I've never looked at Jake and Brad's numbers in an analytical way, but I wonder if there has anything to do with the runtime of their episodes versus their viewer numbers, or if I think at this point I feel like the audience
They're
doesn't matter.
in no
They can
matter
have
what, probably.
Yeah.
an hour 20 or
I would think so.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, plus when we asked that question in the Ghosties Assemble or whatever, I think you asked the question like, "What's the duration?" And they're just like, "I don't, whatever."
Yep.
And for me, it's like, that's too long. We'll not
Yeah.
be watching it.
If I saw
Don't
like
have that much free time.
if I was just getting into a podcast and I saw that like all the episodes were like 2 hours ish, I'd be like, this is a big commitment. But
Yeah.
whenever I see like 90 minutes or an hour 15, it's
Yeah,
like,
for me,
oh
I'm
yeah, I
the
can do this.
opposite.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my
actually
head is
prefer
at.
the longer, like that film podcast I was talking about that averages like 6 or 7 hour episodes. If they have a 3 hour episode, I'm disappointed. Like that's short for them. And same with Ghostrunners. Like I really love the 2 hour episodes. It's called Every Frame of Pause. That is a not safe for work warning. There is plenty of language in that show, but it's interesting for a film nerd. Cory, you had asked like about how the thumbnails were kind of like the road into doing other work for Jake, and I think it's interesting to talk about that because it actually started earlier. It started with that music video I made for that Chiefs song. I think Jake just took note of the fact that I was a video editor then. And then I made a couple more music videos. Like I made one for a Just Drinks music video. And like they did one to Party Rock Anthem. That was really great. So I made a music video for that. That I think just got me on Jake and Brad's radar as being a video editor. And then in the winter of 2022, it was on the day my family was celebrating Thanksgiving. This is another day I remember very vividly. I got a message from Jake and Brad asking if I would be down to help edit some Gene Shorts videos for the Christmas season because they needed so much help. I was one of, I think, 5 other Ghostrunners listeners that helped edit for them during that time. And it was so fun. That was really what got me on his radar. And then I guess I proved myself well enough, and then I kept bugging him that I just wanted to edit more and just do as much as I could. So I might have annoyed him a little bit into just giving me more work or something. Like, here, just go play with this for 3 hours, stop talking to me. I don't know. Maybe that happened. But that was a really fun window, really good opportunity. And then I got to meet him for the first time in July of 2023 when he came to Milwaukee for a comedy show. And like that was an absolute blast. And we talked a little bit more about, we didn't talk much about business, but we did a little bit. And he said, like, there's still more that I might be able to be doing in the future. And then Friday Pickleball in February put out a like application for a short form video editor. I threw my hat in the ring. Why not? It was during my busiest semester ever. I shouldn't have done it for time balancing reasons, but it worked out. I ended up getting the job, and that was my main in, and I've basically been editing on and off, either short form or long form for Friday since February of 2023 or 2024, one of the two. Yeah, super fun. Super blessed to have that opportunity.
I'm such a huge Gene Shorts fan, so I'm interested. Do you remember what the episodes? I mean, what the videos were that you edited for them?
Conservative Dads during Christmas. I think it was a part 2. I don't remember for sure, but yeah.
I love
was
that
such
one.
a fun first one to start out with, and I did. He's so good.
Brad as a
I did
dad.
types of fast food. There are types of people at fast food restaurants. I know that one was a mammoth project, relatively. I probably had 15 minutes worth of usable footage in my first cut down, and then whittled it down to I think closer to 8 minutes or something like that. That was a really fun one. So many fun bloopers in there. I specifically remember one, Brad dressed up as a mom crawling around through the Chick-fil-A Playhouse and stumbling around, falling down. It was great. So fun. Yeah, there was another one, early people versus late people. Was another one I did. And then there was like Valentine's in your 20s
Yep.
versus 30s. I think that's all but one of them. I think. Yeah, those were the start, and now it's really fun.
Corey's like an on-time man, like early
Yeah.
man. No, yeah, you're
a planner, like
Yeah.
more rigid
I'm
with
like
the schedule.
go with the flow. I'm way better about it than I was, 5,
Sure.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
but,
and I'm
but
probably
still.
getting a little bit worse at it because I have a family and kids and stuff like that. Things I can't control, But again, don't grow up, don't have kids. I'm just kidding.
Don't say that. Yeah. Dude, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask. So, what is what's the origin of being into video, getting into video editing? Period.
Oh yeah.
I'm always curious on that. Is it like how did you originally pick it up? Was it just somebody was showing you? You took a class in high school, or just fiddling with software?
Well, it started all the way back in probably middle school. I was a big Dude Perfect viewer. Loved watching their videos. So fun. And I was like, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that on my iPod Touch, 4th generation. I'm going to make a video that's just as good. And I'm going to start by recording all my videos in vertical, because I didn't even have a concept of how to record sideways for some reason. Oh boy. Those videos were terrible. I used a $2 video editor called Video Shop, and it was arranged in a way that you had blocks of video. Every video was a block, like an equidistant block, instead of, a timeline. It was the most bonkers way of editing, looking back on it. But I made it work, and made a lot of really, really bad trick shot videos for a while. My YouTube channel was called Next Level Trick Shots. This is bringing up some mental wounds thinking back to these videos. Yeah.
Insert link here.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Is that channel still live?
It's technically the same channel, but it's just my name now. The interest eventually grew a little bit more towards film specifically. I did a lot of the trick shot stuff throughout middle school. Once I got to high school, I took this class called Theology and Film. It was a winterim class. So every January we would just have 3 weeks where we would take one class only for 7 hours a day. It was great. I think everyone's favorite time of the school year. And you had different options to take these kind of more niche interests. So it was theology and film, where we just watched a movie and broke down some of the theological messages you might be able to pull out of it, or the themes that you can talk about. And my teacher in there, he was my favorite teacher in all of high school. He was also my math teacher, and he made math tolerable for someone who hates math. So he was just a great teacher, and he happened to be teaching this theology and film class. And the final assignment of it was make your own short film with a biblical theme to it. And my goodness, looking back on that, it's horrific, it's terrible, but we had so much fun making it. And it really got me interested in the creative process of making a film, I think. And from there, what I did kind of shifted more towards working with films and TV shows. And so now I do re-edited trailers for different shows or movies, or film edits, and I sometimes upload camera work that I do, things like that. So the channel has evolved from Next Level Trick Shots to just Nathan Culli now, and it's much better.
I've actually seen your Jingle All the Way as an action thriller video.
Thank you.
Which I thought was great. And I also watched when you... I think I saw it on your Instagram stories or something, a link that you'd done to the Mon Mothma's speech in Andor. And so I watched that. And then I just pulled up your channel. I'm just scrolling through and just seeing how many other videos you have. I'm just blown away.
There are actually a couple of trick shot videos. This is awesome. There. If you go digging, you can find them. I kept them up because they had a lot of views. That was it.
Ooh, if Home Alone was horror, 57,000 views.
It was so random. It was Christmas of 2024. I think that video had maybe 15K or something, and then all of a sudden, I think December 5th or something is when it started. It would just bump up 1,000, 2,000 views every day. And then right around Christmas time, it was gaining 4,000 views every day for a stretch. And then it plateaued again. But I was like, what is going on? Why did this hit the algorithm 3 years later?
I think that during this last Christmas season, didn't screen or articles come out about the house? Someone just bought the house is on the market or something about that. Yeah. And maybe that was that kind of like got everyone like, let's watch
Maybe,
Home Alone.
yeah.
Or-
Maybe.
I mean, every year we watch Home
Classic,
Alone.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah,
1 and 2 for sure.
Every
like
year.
as
Never
Christmas
watched
movies.
3 or 4.
dude.
So.
The other ones I'm seeing here, that's
No.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've
seen
seen
3,
them,
not
but
4.
I don't even remember them very much. But
Yeah.
I will say the most recent one that Disney Plus did, I forget what it's called, but it's more of like an homage a little bit. Like they kind of do their own whole new thing. So of all the sequels without Macaulay Culkin, this one is actually like watchable. The most recent one that came out a couple years ago on Disney Plus. But
Okay.
but even then, it's still not Home Alone.
Right.
You know.
Mhm.
But I was going to ask
Yeah.
you, what is this? I'm seeing Duel of the Fates and Battle of the Heroes rescored
So
in
it's-
8D. What is that? Because you got like 14,000,
So it's
19,000
that's like
views on this.
8-dimensional audio. So if you have headphones on, it sounds like the sound is traveling around you as you're listening to it. It's definitely kind of just a gimmick, but it sounds kind of cool when you have like good headphones to listen to it with. And I think the story there is like, I saw a bunch of other people editing that kind of video, and so I was just like, I'll do the same thing with Duel of the Fates, and then that one blew up. So I was like, well, I'll just do the exact same video but with a different soundtrack, and then that one blew up as well. So just a lazy creative decision that worked out.
I made one video that like I was really proud of this edit that I made. That it never took off, and I've like shared it with different friends a couple of times.
That happens.
And one guy was like really impressed at how I did the edit because I had to like slow down certain things and to match things up. It's what it is. It's it's Taylor Swift. Oh, what's that song called? It's off the Reputation. It's a song that goes like big reputation, mixed with this video that you probably don't even know about, but it was American Idol, like when we were kids. And there's this guy, he does pants on the ground, looking like
I
a
am
fool
very
with your
unfamiliar
pants
with
on the
that,
ground.
but
Are
this
you
sounds fun
unfamiliar with that?
already.
It was a viral sensation back in the day.
yeah,
So like
definitely
I'll send you the link to the thing.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
just,
link it. in
Just
the bottom
remember,
of
hey,
this
Caleb,
video.
Oh, yeah,
editing
definitely
this.
send it.
Make sure
But
you
it's
link
like
that video in the description.
Big reputation.
just-
Yeah, it's really fun. Oh, I think it's called Endgame. That's what the Taylor Swift song is called.
Okay.
And it goes, big reputation, looking like a fool with your big reputation. Ah, you don't know about me, looking like a fool with your pants on the like, and I put the video and the music together,
Yeah.
so it's like the guy from American Idol is like breakdancing while Taylor Swift's doing her thing, and Ed Sheeran's in
don't
the very
remember
end.
this.
But the video opens up with Simon Cowell, and he goes, well, this better be good, or something like that. So it's like a 30-second clip.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, man, this is going to go viral. It has like 200 views. Or
It
something.
was around that time when we had a friend that went viral
Oh, yeah.
for like doing something with his kids.
He did a thing where he's holding his baby.
Yeah.
And he had his boxers on and his jeans were around his ankles. And he like, there was some song, the da-na-na-na, da-na-na-da-da, that
Yeah.
song. And while that song is playing, he's like kind of dancing, swaying, and he like dances his pants up his ankles and on around his waist.
Yeah.
But it went viral.
Yeah, like some like BuzzFeed type thing, like picked it up and like created like a stupid like spoof article about it or something. You know, it's just like,
Shoot.
But
Okay.
like people reached out to him, like not
Oh, yeah.
Ellen, but who's the black guy with the mustache?
Sure.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey reached out to have him on the
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
I think he got like
Sure.
100,000 views or something like that.
No, more than that, dude.
No, I mean back then.
Oh,
I'm saying
gotcha.
back then. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, that was like, yeah, we had a friend that went viral like when we
Yeah.
were like
Yeah.
20, and so it was like
Yeah.
the biggest deal in our little community for like a
Right.
week.
That's fun.
And there wasn't
Yeah.
there wasn't as many like modalities to go viral back then.
Right.
Back in my day.
Back in our day. All right, so I feel like we probably had a couple more questions. Oh, somebody I asked. We have a group chat which you're going to be added to.
Can't wait.
Buckle up.
Yeah,
I'm just
buckle up.
kidding.
You might want to
Fun.
make this group chat.
Can't
everyone.
wait.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up in the morning with 300. I'm just kidding.
97 missed messages. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Just the
fun.
first morning. I was
It's
like,
really fun.
what did Caleb do?
Somebody in there, I asked, I was like, hey, what should I ask Nathan? And like people were just kind of throwing some questions in. One question that I liked was, in your travels, what are some of your favorite places that you've traveled to?
We go back to his YouTube. He had a whole montage.
Okay.
Super fan.
I don't
Okay.
watch YouTube.
That's it. Yeah.
Colorado is probably Colorado is probably pretty high up there. I've been there probably I think 3 times now. My sister actually lives out there now, and so I went out there to visit her last summer and just did a bunch of hiking. Brought my camera out there, got a whole bunch of photos and videos out there. I think that's my favorite place I have traveled to this point. I just love hiking through the mountains. She lives in Denver,
Yeah.
and we went to like the Golden area a little bit, Boulder a little bit. So yeah, no, it's really cool. I love hiking through the mountains, seeing all the views, all that. It's pretty amazing to see all of that, and like with your own eyes.
It
Where did you
is-
go ahead?
I was just gonna say, we went to Aspen when I was a kid. It was snowing and stuff, but I feel like the Rocky Mountains just look. This is probably a hot take, living so close to Appalachian Mountains over here in Florida, but like, well, not that close. But the Rocky Mountains are so much more beautiful to look at. Just obviously they're way higher. You can hike and see more, and it's just the more scenic than the East Coast. Kind of vanilla.
Have you ever traveled
I
outside of the U.S.?
Stepped foot in Canada for like 2 seconds on a hike in Minnesota, like northern Minnesota. It was like in the middle of this river is Canada. So I put 1 foot there. That's it. That's all I got.
You
Yes.
felt much more polite for like one moment.
Yeah,
than yours.
right.
Just kidding.
More agreeable.
Do you have a couple of favorite jingles?
The Party Rock Anthem one that I did the music video to, I think is still my favorite one to this day. I have a like kind of sentimental story attached to that. Like it was the last day I was hanging out with my high school friends before leaving for college. And I think that was the day that episode had come out. And so like that was a kind of an emotional time, a little bit like tough goodbye. These people I've been friends with for 4 years. And I just turned on that jingle on the car ride home, and that just made me laugh and smile so much. And I don't know, like you wouldn't expect a song rapping about Kansas City and pickleball to impact you like that, but it was like there was just so much joy in those 5 minutes because Scott was there too. He was the laugh track, and then Brad was going crazy. Jake was laughing along, doing a little bit of his own verses. So I think it's just the perfect encapsulation of what kind of energy a jingle with Ghostrunners has, and that's probably why it's my favorite.
That's awesome.
Is that in the like type beats?
Ghostrunners type beats? I think so.
Okay, I gotta listen to some of that.
I'm so grateful for the Ghostrunners type beats playlist that Philip has helped curate on Spotify because even just the past 2 weeks, I've listened to so many jingles just in the past 2 weeks, and it's cool because he has like different playlists. So there's like one with it's like Brad heavy, one that's like all time in, and
I didn't even know all this.
Yeah, so there's like different. Yeah.
And
That's cool.
I want to go listen to because I'm listening now on YouTube. I'm missing all of the jingles.
Oh right. Oh,
It's just like burp, and then it's
somebody who's been editing the videos recently didn't do the Spotify. Who was that? No, it was. It was funny because on Monday they mentioned the jingle, and then I like went over to Spotify because I watch on YouTube, and then I go over to Spotify for the jingle or Patreon depending. And it wasn't there, and I was like, "Oh man, did something change on Spotify?" And then I went to the Patreon, and it wasn't on the Patreon, and I was like, "Oh, timing's gone. It's just going to be a long 2 months." But I think we're back on track.
I
I think
think
Patreon's
Jake
good
was
to
the
go
one
now,
that
right?
posted them on Patreon. I have no excuse for the Spotify thing. That was just me straight up forgetting. I know now. It's in my notes for every episode that I need to make a separate Spotify version, so that won't happen again. But did you see, someone posted about it in the Facebook group. I did leave a link to Google Drive folders with each of those jingles that I forgot to include. So you can go and listen to them still. They're still there. They're still available.
nice.
That's awesome.
Redemption.
But I definitely do now because there's a lot more to it than you might initially think with all the things you have to upload and the amount of time it takes to upload stuff to YouTube, to Patreon, to Spotify. I mean, all of those uploads, especially because I don't have great Wi-Fi where I'm at, so it takes a while. You got to have some patience, but I think I got the Patreon episode out on Monday this week
I
for you.
definitely
I'll try to do that again if I get the footage earlier.
that'd be super awesome.
Timon was very nice. He gave me a list of like editing notes, that like a checklist basically of everything that he does. He didn't put Patreon on there, so that's why I forgot. I'm gonna blame it on him. No, just kidding. But yeah, that helped make the transition a little bit easier for sure.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I should. I've never written a jingle, but I just kind of got inspired. There's got to be a song like blame it on the alcohol. Maybe like a blame it song, and about this week where the Patreon stuff was missed, and we can make a jingle with like a funny, some funny parody. I don't know. Yeah, I'll think about it. But I think it was, you know how they say like in the media where it's like they have this they're running this giant story to like distract you from like what's going on over here.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the Caleb Willis super successful fundraiser. That was, I think, enough of a distraction that people didn't really care about that.
Yeah.
Missing a couple things. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about your experience in the Ghostrunner community? I know I'm missing something, but...
Oh, no, you're good. Let's see. I just thought of another to your jingle question. I should also throw in Mouse in the House. I have unironically listened to that in the car multiple times while driving, showed it to my friends while we were driving to Kansas City to shoot. So that's high up there. Let's see. I guess I didn't talk much about the process of like actually interviewing and talking to a bunch of different listeners for the doc. So I'll bring that up a little bit. It was really cool to, I think 12 interviews or so that I did with fans. Just really cool to not only interview them and get their perspectives for the project, but like there's time before and after that you're just talking to them as people. And like some of them I've stayed in fairly consistent contact with, which is really fun. Like Samuel and we're both big St. Louis Cardinals fans. And so through the ups and downs of this 2025 season, we're always sending each other messages, posting stuff on our stories about the Cardinals, and then reacting like, dude, this was so sick. Gosh, they suck right now. Yeah, things like that. So it's fun. And just, I know next time I go to an event, I'm going to have a bunch of people that I not only have the podcast in common with, but I've also had multiple conversations with in the past. So just really cool connections and relationships to make.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about that. That's one thing I forgot about, is about like people, other ghosties that you've kind of just become friends with, like regular conversation or every once in a while sending a text. So Samuel has become one of those people. How did you initially hit it off with Sam?
I initially met him at Branson. I went to the Branson meetup and recognized him, of course, from the Facebook page. And so we hung out for a decent bit of that weekend. I was next to him during the live podcast recording, and then was on I don't know if you remember Jake and Brad talking about how at Silver Dollar City at the end of the night, there was like a group of 8 people that went down like the Mystic River Falls, the water ride at the end of the night. I was one of the lucky 8 people to be on that raft, and Sam was on there too. So I think like we just got to hang out in multiple capacities in Branson, and then I asked him about doing the interview for the doc, and he very kindly accepted, and so we talked on there too for a little while afterward, and yeah, that's how we've kept it up.
That's cool. Awesome. When you record for the doc, surely you've done remote interviews. What do you use for your remote interviews?
I was just using Zoom, and then I had everyone set up a phone recording themselves, so that I could just use their like video file from their phone instead of using the Zoom recording. Kind of like what we're doing now with this camera, but I didn't ask them to set up lighting rigs like this or anything, though. That would have been a little too much.
Back in 2020, like when all the celebrities were having to do their Zoom things, it was just always funny, like when there was occasional, like just things that they were messing up or missing. And then like so quickly they started doing it to where they had like crews of people would show up and like set it up for them. Like, just to make sure that everything was good. It wasn't just like randomly hopping on like a FaceTime. It was like there was a little bit of production behind all these like giant Zoom calls. I remember watching, speaking of Lord of the Rings earlier, there was like a Lord of the Rings cast where it's like there's like 9 different people, all these different boxes, and they had an interview. And then there was like one for this movie and that movie, and that was a lot of fun. That little season during season. Use that word again. Sorry.
So Christian of you.
There's a show called
Just kidding.
There's a show called Community, and like I binged that in like 2020, 2021, and so their cast did something too. Did you during that time? Was there one of those like cast reunion things that you ever watched that you enjoyed?
Not really. That's a boring answer, but no, not really.
You were like
Nope,
16
not
or
really.
17.
Yeah.
Can I say I don't even know anything about this cast
Yeah.
thing myself?
I'll cut
so
this out. My bad.
Not relatable. Not relatable.
Nah.
Just kidding.
All right, so
Yeah.
you were talking about interviews, and I asked you about how you did it. You said Zoom and stuff. Was there anything else you wanted to mention about the process?
Yeah.
Not that I can think of. It's just another example of this community being really cool, and the whole reason that I'm making the documentary is for the community and because of it. So it was cool to have a testament to why I'm making the documentary while making it. It was cool to have that affirmed, I guess.
Yeah.
What were some of the funny? Because this is obviously like a comedy podcast, so that's one thing that we all have in common is that like we appreciate their style of humor, like their whatever. So, what are some movies growing up? Maybe there's like 2 movies that, or even TV shows. You already mentioned Parks and Rec, so maybe just movies that were like your hilarious movies.
I during Christmas time, Home Alone was definitely up there. I would also throw in Sandlot. Being a baseball fan, Sandlot was really great. Funny story. I think the first time I watched it, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, watching it with my grandparents and like my immediate family around. And there is a time that a character, like I think the big dog starts running at one of the characters, and he goes like, "Oh bleep," and then I was like, "Yeah, oh bleep is right." I just said the word straight up, not knowing that it was a swear word, and everyone in my family turned to me and was like, "What? What are you?" So that's my like earliest memory with a comedy movie, and Sandlot's pretty high up there. I'm trying to think. I don't know that I watched many others regularly. I used to watch Daddy Daycare a lot. Not sure why I pulled that off the dome, but that was up there.
We just watched that 2 days ago.
Sure.
It's so funny.
Nice.
And also, there was a segment during this past week's episodes where when Steve goes in after the guy went to the bathroom at Joyful Java, and he comes out and he's like, "It did not smell good in there," or something. I imagined when he went in that it was like that scene from Daddy Daycare where the kid's like, "I missed," and Eddie Murphy goes in and he's like, "Ah." That just reminded me of that. So that's funny. Funny tie-ins.
Nice. That's cool.
And speaking of your family, how many siblings do you have?
One older sister and one younger sister. The younger one just graduated high school, and the older one is graduating grad school in the spring.
Dang.
Nice. I also
Middle
have 2
child.
sisters. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a second born
Older,
as well.
younger.
You're a second born?
Nice.
I'm technically the only
Born.
actual born.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Both sisters are adopted. Older, 8.5 months.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't know what you meant by actual born for a second.
Yeah. The rest were
That's probably like
down from Earth. I mean, down from space.
There's probably a better way to say it.
Yeah. All natural. I'm just kidding. My sisters aren't listening to this, so we're good.
But your mom probably is.
Yeah. I'm just speaking the truth.
It's true, yeah. You
Yeah.
didn't say anything offensive.
Right. Nothing offensive to my mom.
Sorry, I'm just laughing.
I just joke.
All right, yeah, that's cool. So
that's all good.
all of us were like the second in the birth order or whatever, the child order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
This is great. Keep all of this
Okay,
in.
so-
This is really good. This is really good stuff.
Oh, that reminds me. Tell us about when you were actually on the Ghostrunners podcast episode. You're in the studio. I liked that, like, you had the time where you were being kind of interviewed by them a little bit. Then there was also the time that the whole episode that your crew was like in the room. Am I right about that? Because you kind of hear people laughing off camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was such a fun experience. Kind of very surreal for sure. Especially like the first time stepping in to the studio. It's like, wow, this is the thing I've seen on camera for 3 years now, and like actually getting to step foot in it, even though it's nothing glorious. It's just a guest bedroom with a like painted wall, but it's kind of chipped paint. Nothing glorious, but it's still really cool to be in there, especially with Jake and Brad. And yeah, so during it was on Thursdays is usually when they record their episodes, and they record 2 episodes in a day. So I believe it was episode 418 was the Monday episode that they were recording, and then 419 was the Wednesday recording. And I was going to be on the episode 419 on the Wednesday episode. So for the first one, we were just shooting B-roll while they were shooting. And then on the Wednesday one, it was planned that I would just come on to talk about the documentary and join in for the s'mores a little bit. And so that sounded great. And then all of a sudden, they start talking about plants and botany and things like that on Monday's episode on 418. And I have a friend who is majoring in horticulture. And we were like, hey, she knows plant stuff. And so they just made up a segment where they asked all these burning questions they had about plants. And so it was pretty cool seeing my friend just guest on this podcast unexpectedly, and then seeing her in the upload on that Monday was really fun. So she was like sharing that with her parents and stuff. And then they made a pretty good segment out of it too. They were making all of those plant terms into band names, and Brad was just going all crazy, doing what he does. It was great. And then yeah, getting to be on it on the Wednesday episode, really fun. I didn't do any preparation really. I figured it could be off the cuff, very casual. That's kind of the vibe. And yeah, it was. I mean, thankfully they steered the conversation for the most part. If I had to do any carrying of the conversation, it would have fallen flat a little bit, I think. And yeah, I was just glad I had the chance to talk about it and promote it a little bit, promote the project, and then doing the s'mores was really fun because we actually came up with the category for them, the day before, and had pitched it to Jake. So it was articles of clothing, I believe, and we made a list, all 5 of us, and it was numbered. We had 12 items on there, and I would have to hold up numbers to them, pick number 2. We want to pick number 2. Okay, pick number 2, and then we didn't end up winning. Brad won it easily because he picked a hoodie. Obviously he's gonna win, no contest with a hoodie. But it was still really fun, really cool to be on the show. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, there was one other fun thing that happened. Oh, what's up?
I think Jake picked women's clothing or something.
Yeah, he picked a romper for his first pick. That was weird. That was bizarre. Not shocked he didn't win that. But, yeah. Let's see. I was going to say something else.
Sorry. Shoot, yeah, you were.
Oh, yes. The intro to one of those episodes. The intro to one of the episodes was actually something that spawned out of the interviews we did for the documentary, which was pretty fun. Basically, I asked Timon a question in his interview. Basically, what do you do? What's your routine before starting the podcast? What does the setup look like? Things like that. And he just, on the spot, made up a joke about how Brad puts them through a rally cry every time, and they recite it every single time before an episode. And so, after he made that up, he got all of us. We all believed him. Felt really stupid. But after he did that, we put in a question for Jake and Brad, and we asked Brad off the cuff, no context, to just demonstrate the rally cry for us for the interview. And he improvised something, a good joke off of that, and it was Timon trying to catch me off guard. He can't do that. And so at volleyball that night, I came up with the idea and told Jake, you need to tell Timon and Brad to lead the rally cry to start Wednesday's episode.
That's great.
And so seeing them improvise all of that, doing that off the cuff, and having a little bit of influence over the direction of the podcast is kind of cool too. The episode title of 419 is Proud Parabolas, which is a reference to a joke I made. That's kind of cool, kind of fun. So I don't know, yeah, just a lot of really cool stuff. I kind of rambled for a little bit there, but it's a fun experience getting to go to the studio and talk to the guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Especially when you feel a part of the living, breathing organism that is the podcast. Because really, especially before I ever was on the Facebook community, you don't really realize like how many other people are connecting in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome. It's just really cool how there's so much relatable stuff. Like every single episode. That's part of why I wanted this podcast to exist, because there's just so much that when you hear it, you're like, oh, I have a story about that, or oh, I can relate to that, or that made me laugh out loud, or like I literally spat my lunch out as I was listening, like laughing. Yeah. So that's really cool that you got to experience that, be a part of it.
For sure, yeah. I had a thought, and I definitely lost it. We didn't really debrief the episodes from this week very much, but I guess I'll just sum it up and say they were pretty good, very fun, good stuff.
Yeah.
The difference, so we have two different styles of episodes. We have the debrief episodes, and then we have the hangin' episodes.
Nice, okay. So
we decided after Malachi and Maddie and
I think
Philip.
Yeah, and then you're like, we should separate.
After those three, it was like, you know what? When we hang with somebody, let's just get to know them, hear their story, talk without the pressure of like, we have all these bullet points that we want to get to debrief. Anyway, we decided that the first episode that somebody's on, it'll be hanging with fill in the blank. And then after that, if they want to join again at some point, then they can just be a part of debriefing, whatever. And it's like, there's no pressure to like have to say anything extra because we've already introduced them. They've already had like a whole hour and a half to like just talk and tell stories and talk about connections and stuff like that. So yeah. So that's what this is like the first date. Just kidding. It's dumb.
Perfect. No, I like that format. That's cool. Well, I mean, I'd be certainly open to joining again for a debrief at some point. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this. This is great. So love that you guys are doing it. Hope you keep it up. And it'll grow. It'll grow. Don't worry. It'll happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey, I think this is a good time to cut it. Sorry, we've taken so much of your time tonight, but I really appreciate you hanging out with us, man.
No problem at all. Yeah. I'm happy to have joined. Thanks for the opportunity. It was a good conversation. Good talking to you guys. No way my internet froze up right at the end. No, come on. Oh, we were so close. It says reconnecting.
Ghosties on second.